passing currents.
I mean, you actually initiated me in that one now.
You
started
Yes. Pass from kids.
Pass it, please.
Oh my God.
Okay.
You just like to spoil our current passing. But anyways, hi guys, welcome to Take 3, your daily deep vibe into the world of entertainment, where we bring you the hottest news, the trending topics, and all the celebrity buzz that you love. My name is Kate Adiogo, and as usual, today's show is packed. As you know that when we come on your screens, it's about to be a total shutdown.
As always, I mean, it's always a shutdown on Take 3, right?
100.
And I'm Abdulaziz Labaika. On today's show, we're talking about a major shift happening in the entertainment scene. I'm talking none other than the box office to the streaming. I mean, where is Nollywood actually headed right now? I got to ask that question. We're breaking down what that means, the transition for the industry, and people driving it. It's going to be a fun-packed show. Let's get right into it.
Yes, guys, and joining us for that conversation is filmmaker Shola Thompson, as we examine how changing distribution models are shaping the future of Nollywood, from cinema releases to streaming platforms. It is a packed show, and as always, we want you to be part of the conversation. Follow us at News Central TV across all platforms. We're live on YouTube, and you can also send in your thoughts on WhatsApp. The number should be on your screen right about now, and we'll read them in as they come. My name is Akemini Jane. Let's get into e-news.
Let's go.
As we know, the entertainment world never slows down. So let's get you up to date on the latest happenings in the world of entertainment. Nigerian superstars Asake and Wizkid have made history on the Billboard US Afrobeat Songs chart following the release of Real Volume 1. According to charts data, the project debuted strongly, marking one of the highest charting collaborative efforts by Nigerian artists in the US Afrobeats category. The milestone reinforces both artists' global dominance and highlights Afrobeats' continued expansion in the American market, with fans praising the duo's chemistry and sonic direction. Nollywood actress Toyin Alausa has condemned the growing trend of sharing photos of deceased individuals on social media, describing it as deeply disrespectful and insensitive. Speaking out amid recent viral incident, Alausa stressed that such actions violate the dignity of the dead and further traumatize grieving families. She called for greater empathy, digital responsibility, and cultural respect, urging Nigerians to rethink how tragedy is handled online. Grammy-winning South African star Tyla has officially announced her sophomore album titled A-Pop, set for release this summer. The singer revealed that the project will reflect her evolving sound while staying rooted in African pop influences. Alongside the album, Tyla also confirmed plans for a global tour, signaling a major new chapter in her rapidly rising international career following the success of her debut era.
Yeah, I just want to announce something. I want to announce that my sophomore album drops this summer and it's called A-Pop. So, #A-Pop.
On a final note, Sherry Shepherd's daytime talk show has reportedly been cancelled just hours after Kelly Clarkson announced her exit from daytime television, signaling a major shakeup in the genre. Industry insiders point to shifting viewer habits, rising production costs, and network restructuring as possible factors behind the decisions. The near simultaneous announcements have sparked speculation about the future of daytime talk shows and changing priorities in broadcast television. Now you're up to date on the latest happenings in the world of entertainment.
Welcome back, guys. Of course, you're watching Take 3, and we're so glad to have you join us on the show today. Now, kicking off our segment of the hot topics for today, this one is from former reality TV star Pere, who has sparked a wave of conversations online after sharing a piece of advice directed at young women living in Nigeria. Now, in a tweet that quickly gained traction, Pere advised single women not to live alone, talking about Akemini and I, suggesting that they should always have someone, a friend or family member staying with them, adding that living alone as a woman is never a cool thing. Now, the tweet immediately divided social media, while some users agreed with Pere, describing his advice as practical and safety conscious. Others pushed back, arguing that it reinforces fear and limit women's independence. That's the tweet right there that you can see. But of course, supporters of the tweet say it reflects the reality of Nigeria's security challenges and the importance of community living, especially for women. Critics, however, believe that the statement places responsibility on women rather than addressing broader safety and societal issues. But as expected, the conversation has continued to trend across X and other social media platforms, with many women sharing personal experiences, safety tips, and different opinions on whether living alone is empowering or risky in today's Nigeria. So, the question, is Pere's advice realistic, or does it oversimplify a complex issue? Should safety advice for women be framed differently to avoid fear-mongering, or are we glamorizing living alone without discussing the risks as well?
I want to hear from the back of it. Like, I'm looking at him.
So the tricky thing is, I actually wanted to hear from you guys because you guys are the one living alone. Yeah, for example, you just said that now when you started your intro. You're saying it now that.
No, she said single women like us.
Yes, exactly.
Doesn't mean we're living alone.
So to be honest,
single women like Kate and I to not be living alone.
Exactly.
Doesn't mean that we are. Labeka, what is your take? Should we live alone? Should I throw my roommate out?
I don't think it's bad, actually, to be honest. I don't think it's bad. I just feel it's saying it from a point of, safety, having maybe a man around you to like safeguard you.
A man.
I think that's what it means. Or maybe not living alone per se. Maybe it's saying it from this aspect of not living alone. Maybe you have a roommate, maybe a sister, a younger, someone like to like stay with you. And I get that. Sometimes there's some things that could be avoided. For example, if you stay alone, I feel there's little you can watch over, to be honest, because it's an old house. Like an apartment you're living in, you understand? But if you have somebody maybe in another room, another place, sharing ideas, and as regards like safety too is very important, because if you look at the fact that even for example, if you're trying to maybe thief, steal somewhere now, for example, I know somebody lives alone, the person lives alone. It's very easy for you to just make them your victim because they live alone. You can always just try, maybe go to this room, and I don't know, but that's very possible. But when you have companion, in this case, it's very, the probability is quite lesser in my opinion. So that's what I was saying in this particular discussion. That's what I think. But how have you guys been? Especially you, have you been?
Why you they do especially me? You want make I throw away you from this place? What do you mean by especially me, Labaika?
Yeah, because you just said in your intro, now you said that like you guys.
Yeah, well, I live alone and I don't see any, as much as I understand where Pere is coming from, there is the safety part of it because and then it's also kind of lonely. I'm not going to lie. Sometimes, you need somebody around. I feel like I usually call my sister like almost every day. That guy, when do you say you're coming around again? You know that kind of stuff. But I totally understand where he's coming from, especially with regards to safety. Just like you said, it's easy for an evil person to aim at your prey you because they already see that this person stays alone, so you can become a victim of some of these things, which is quite valid. But then the fact that he said it's not cool, that's my own. Are you trying to talk about the safety part of it, or is it with regards to the sad situation that just happened recently with regards to the Naya lady that was bitten by a snake and lost her life sadly because of that particular situation, But also, with regards to some of the reactions on these particular tweets of Pere, where he said, personal advice to young women living in Nigeria who are single, don't live alone by yourself. Have someone stay with you always, a friend, family member, or members. It's never a cool thing to live alone as a woman. It's possible
that cool that he meant is more like it is not okay.
Yeah.
You need to understand that the word is sometimes used in different contexts.
Yes, actually.
Right? What's interesting, what I have a problem with is not Pere's tweet. It's people's reaction. It's the people who are saying that, women independence, fear-mongering, or the people who are saying that, this places the responsibility on the person who could be the victim instead of fixing the society. I'm sorry, are you playing? Do you people really think that we're going to fix society just like this? And it's going to be fixed overnight?
Yeah.
What happens in the interim? What happens, that is, if the society is even fixed ever to begin with, what happens between now and when the society is fixed? Young women should expose themselves because it is unfortunate. Yes, we can admit that a thing is unfortunate And also, I believe that we don't want to be victims of an unfortunate situation.
Yes.
It is unfortunate that young women cannot live by themselves. But unfortunately, Pere is correct.
Yes, he is, absolutely.
Do not, it is too risky. Let's move from the fact that it's lonely, it's great to have company.
Yeah.
It is too risky. I remember looking for an apartment, and you know, there was a really good apartment, it was within my budget. But when I saw the area, I said, you don't have gates. They say, but there's like a military place, you know, close by. And what I said, I was like, I'm sorry, but I'm a female. I know that feminists will be up in arms at this statement, but I own the fact that I am a female. It does make me more susceptible to certain ills of the society. That's one. Two, I cannot fight. Forget all this noise that I'm noisy.
If they bring balls, you give them back. If they bring balls, you give them bars now.
Do you understand? Like, I think that in a bid to bring women out of the subjugation that, you know, women had been under for centuries, we are now sounding silly. We are now sounding unrealistic. The average female cannot fight the average male. It is unfortunate that we live in a society where we cannot feel safe, where there are young men. Do you know how difficult it is to walk on the road at night?
Very late.
I'm not even talking late. 7 p.m. Sometimes the sun has not even fully come down, and there are people that are making passes at you, that are catcalling you. There are people that are getting offended because you're not responding to them. You now want to take what we have in this society because maybe you have watched film. Maybe the Westerners have done they've done girl power for you. So you think that all of a sudden your society and its realities null and void. You are joking.
Well, in my opinion, the only issue I have about this tweet, if you can have it up again, let's see it. I think the only issue I have with it is the fact that it sounds misogynistic in a way, because it's making it look like ladies or women are unable to like safeguard themselves. You understand? And men are able to. Because in the natural context, even a man can't, let's be honest. I mean, if evil people want to actually, I mean, if they have your time, I mean, there's nothing like you're a man, you're a woman. I mean, there's nothing of such. They will deal with you, no matter your gender. Do you understand? So in this particular case, it sounded like it's okay for a man to actually live alone. Because in this context, it's not too okay for a man to live alone. Because a man, like I said earlier, there are some contexts whereby if you live alone, you're obviously already vulnerable to them. Because they know that, okay, you only stay in one room. For example, you have a 2-bedroom flat and you stay alone. You can only stay in one room, that one is sure. So that gives them the idea that, okay, they can obviously stay in one particular place and attack, like maybe come from the window of this particular room that you are not staying. So automatically you are vulnerable. Looking at either the gender, whether male, female, whatever you call yourself. So it does sound like it's misogynistic in a way that you are kind of making look like ladies are unable to do something and men can obviously do that thing very well. They are strong. Nah, to be honest, I believe if something's going to happen to you, like maybe anything bad, doesn't really matter gender. You can only look at it from the perspective that, okay, men are stronger, men can obviously handle more pressure, stuff like that, but it doesn't still mean much in the natural world. That's what I believe.
I think that's why I mentioned the lady that, you know, passed. I think that's where the tweet came from.
Okay.
Not necessarily because he wanted to bring women down or say women cannot safeguard themselves.
In the context of
I think it was just responding to that, because when I saw some reactions, some people were saying, "Oh, is it that men can live alone, or men are not, you know, prone to danger or whatnot, so they can't harm men as well?"
You know, we've been talking about this thing about the need for community and how we all, you know, we talked about it when the actress said something about independence is not something that a lot of people choose. It's circumstantial. This is where I found myself, and so I have to navigate life this way, no matter what happens, right? But it doesn't mean that. How do I put it? Yes, men should not stay alone. But I feel like the odds are less in our favor as women. Like, it just feels like the odds are less in our favor, right? Now, depending on maybe how buff the guy looks, you may scare away intruders. There's a way a guy can look and they'll be like, no figure that guy.
So no near more.
It almost doesn't matter how you look as a female. Do you understand? So I'm not saying that, oh, men, they're now suddenly immune to danger. We are more susceptible. We are definitely more susceptible.
I mean, there's even a whole lot of stuff to put into consideration when it has to do with living alone or not living alone, even with regards to health. Anything can happen overnight. Because
like in this situation,
we've had stories of people who died alone in their house. Yes,
who have asthma attacks, and there's literally nobody with you.
Exactly. When we were going through the story, I saw a guy who responded to these tweets by saying it was supporting Pere, but he generalized that for both genders, male and female, right? That he had the situation where a man was dead in the house for like 2 days, and nobody knew until one neighbor wanted to fetch it. I was smelling from here before they were able to decipher or realize that somebody already died in that room.
Oh my God, it reminds me of the story of a lady that was dead for years. And her bills were, literally, it was in the news. Her bills were on auto pay. She had strained relationships with her family, so they didn't think to reach out. I'm talking, I think it was maybe over a decade. So nobody... Oh,
yes!
They found her skeleton in front of the TV.
Yes, I remember.
I'm not joking. I think it was in the UK.
I remember. I think I saw
ridiculous.
I saw that.
Ridiculous.
I saw that. But I also feel like, before we take some reactions with regards to this story, I think we should also try and build a certain network where you know that, okay, these people got you regardless. Even if it's just one neighbor or two.
This person has not heard from me like 2 days. Sister Kate.
Exactly. Very important too.
Please do.
Very important.
Let's take some reactions.
But just to buttress some of our points here, we have a reaction on WhatsApp from Emeka from Kano. So he said, for once I agree with Pere. Men shouldn't even live alone. Talk more of females. The world is becoming evil now. Aside insecurity, someone might fall ill suddenly and need a companion. I advise everyone to bring a relative, friend, or someone. Just have a flatmate. See Somi's case and Naya's case. People should just have a friend to live with you. Emeka from Kano. I mean, this is very apt. You kind of summarize what we've been saying since morning because it does. Think about the fact that, like you said, now you fall ill in the middle of the night. It's only right that you have somebody that can obviously take you to the hospital, or maybe
call
just
somebody that can help.
First aid check. You get that kind of thing. But then if you don't have any of those simple first aid, somebody to take you to the hospital, rush you down immediately, in most cases you lose your life. You understand? So in the essence of everything, I think it's just right. You have, so even if you don't have a roommate, you don't have a partner, you don't have anybody, which at least just have, like you said, two neighbors. At
least,
That's very important for communal living.
Let's take some reactions, guys. And then we'll talk about even the roommate too. The roommate and the flatmate and younger ones, we'll talk about it, but let's take some reactions before we do that one. This one is from Nai Lexon. It says, Pere, are you giving this advice because of snake or for some other factors? I mean, I feel like we've dissected that as well. Black Child 50 here says, in general, it is not good to live alone.
Even the Bible says it's not good for one.
Temi Days underscore here says, please guys, don't cohabit with a lady without paying anything on her head, though. As you are thinking positively, consider the negative side. God will help us all. Amen.
What you bring this leg into?
Vera underscore Zephaniah here says, I'm a woman and I live alone. I stand with Pere on this 100. There was a day I saw a lizard inside my house and I almost fainted at the point. All I could think of was, what if it was a snake or something deadly? Or may God send our own people for us. So, UC underscore Jave here says, empty advice. What will you say to men living alone? In all, male or female, be security conscious. As for snakes, get yourself a cat. I will be doing same next week. I think I'll get myself a cat.
Kate, are you going to be a cat lady?
I like cats.
Kate, are you going to be a cat lady?
I'm not going to be a cat lady, but I like cats, so I'll probably get a cat.
Kate, outside where? I'm going to be a cat lady.
Who is a cat lady, please?
So I mentioned that we're going to go back to the roommates and all of that because it's God that, just like one of the tweets said, God help us all. Because the people that you're even living with self, they are the weapons fashioned against you. They are the weapon fashioned against you. They will harm you. Some will poison their friends. Some will arrange boys to wreak havoc on another person. Some will arrange what's all this gaduko, what's that they call them? Not bandits, but you know, maybe louds or something. So sometimes God should just help us, just like that you said. For real though. For real. Even family, you don't know. I mean, you don't know the heart of people. You don't know their minds.
I think you should be able to trust family.
You should actually. You should be able to trust your friends and family. You should, but in the natural essence of life, you can't always do that. Always, I mean.
God help us.
She's having to think about it.
Okay, so something just crossed my mind. One thing that I have observed in my house hunting journey, ladies and gentlemen, is that they don't make spaces for single people. They don't make houses for single people. Do you get? So what it is, so what I'm thinking is, do we have complexes where it's like, complexes where it's like one single person staying here, you have another, how will I put it? Like, can we create communal spaces for people that don't have families?
Okay, like hostel.
Yes, no, but hostel,
Something
but
like that.
more private. So that you know that, okay, I have my privacy, I have my space.
But I have people around me.
But there are people around. Like, we need to look into it. So let me tell you, don't allow the West to be giving you advice that you're collecting hook, line, sinker. They don't have our reality. They don't have I'm not saying that it is 100% safe over there, but they don't have the security challenges that we have. We cannot now be living like them because somebody abroad said, oh, I stay in a condo, I stay in a studio apartment.
Yeah, so I mean, those people say inside train.
Inside where we did, I don't know, I think we should look into it. If you're like a developer, look into creating communal spaces for single people where not everybody needs a 3-bedroom apartment.
I'm going to do that.
Okay.
One room and parlor, Abby. One room and a parlor.
Yes, but then in a way that
how do you
this
want
room
it
and
to be?
parlor is
Okay,
not
you
next
tell
to
me
another
later.
person's.
You tell me after the show.
You tell me after the
business
idea.
We'll start from there.
Before that, we have a reaction on WhatsApp from Anon. I think that risk in living alone is not gender specific, because a man living alone and the house is broken into by 2 men or a man with a gun, of course he's not going to be able to defend himself from the thieves. Thieves break into family house, school hostels, where a lot of people are there. So it's more about the security in the area, not about the gender. Because whether you're a man or a woman, if a gun is pointed at your face and you do not have maximum training to defend yourself, 98% of people would cower, and of course at that time you forget what gender is and remember that you're just human. This is actually true, to be honest, because I mean, let's look at the fact that if a gun is pointed to your face right now, in most cases you fold. I'm just a boy.
You fold, though. I'm just a baby. But it's crazy. Like, hey, I didn't want to imagine it. No. No.
That shouldn't happen to anybody. It shouldn't happen because
crazy.
I mean, you say what you never say normally.
Well, let's move on to our next conversation. This one is very interesting, right? 2 women dating 1 man. 1 woman went to the man's house and met another woman in the house of the man. And what do you expect? I'm sure that we'll be thinking confrontation, fights, gasbos, let's beat each other, blood everywhere, you know, on the walls everywhere. But no, these 2 women decided to laugh and cook after the visit. If you are the man and you get back to your house, you see 2 women all excited and they are supposed to be angry at each other. You see them excited, laughing, making videos, or you even came across the video on social media. How are you going to react? Are you going to run for your life? Will you eat that food? Are you going to eat that food? I mean, take a look at the video. Just take a look at that. 2 of them are laughing. They are surprised. I mean, I'm surprised at this. I'm 100% surprised at this. Do we think this is real, though, or is content?
I think it's content, though. But let's just bring it to take 3 for a second. For example, you guys are my girlfriend, for example.
Yeah.
In this context. And then you come and visit me, and maybe you were cooking, right? And then
I knock on the door.
A kid knocks on the door. And then you're like, what's
his
going
face
on?
is to
And the
die
next thing, and next thing, you guys start cooking together, bonding. I mean,
laughing,
you guys having that girl energy, girl power, and I'm like, what's
women
going on?
supporting women.
Women supporting women. And in this case now, am I supposed to eat that food? I think that's the main question. Am I supposed to? Because I have to now think that, okay, I have to calm down.
I used to watch film.
Oh my God.
Because
Nollywood had it.
You people used to really watch movies. Do you know that I'm watching that video? And the thing that came to my mind was, what if it's his sister? He said another woman. Another woman does not mean another girlfriend, though. What if it's a platonic female friend? What if it's his sister? What if it's a neighbor? I know that people are bad. I say it. Let me tell you, sit down with. People are bad, though. People are bad. But we should not allow that now completely define our worldview. and our lens. That we can no longer look at situations and consider other options.
Yeah.
Not every female that breathes around your partner is sexually interested in him or her.
Not every.
Not every. So no, I'm not discounting the fact that
Some might
they
be.
happen. People did not have home training. People are mean.
Lack morals.
People lack morals. People have no scruples whatsoever. But it doesn't mean that now every situation, bad person, bad person, bad person. That's one. Two, and people came to show us on social media.
I mean, content.
That's why.
Content.
I mean,
They're trendy now.
we're talking about it now,
Exactly.
and it does not. It does not mean that these things don't happen. No.
Yeah, they do.
Even
they
if
do.
we think it's content.
Yeah.
It does not mean that these things don't happen.
Oh my God, do you know what just crossed my mind? This is preliminaries to sister wives.
I hear now.
People do polygamy now. And the
wives in the making.
They will live together. They'll be best friends. They born the baby together. Everybody have their turn by
And they even bond well.
Exactly.
Yeah. There are some like that.
There's some that like literally they look out for each other like this is my guy. I know where the shoe is pinching you. So who knows? Maybe they are doing rehearsal. Maybe this audition for sister wives.
Some women are also interested in polyandry. So yeah, it is what it is. But let's take some reactions with this.
Polygamy.
Yeah.
They want people who very much want to be somebody's second or third wife.
Yeah.
Who knows? Maybe this is
have
their
two
audition.
husbands.
Congratulations to you guys.
And have two husbands too. Let's take some reactions, please. Interesting times. This one is from Queen Ojonwa 1. It says, fear no go let that guy eat that food though. Well, Labaika already said he's not going to eat the food. Anyways,
please.
Dante Game 1 here says, Division of Labor, I learned that at school. No fights, just vibes and peace of mind.
So I said it. It's rehearsal.
Joseph 61, okay, says, nah, like this is supposed to be. Women supporting women. Look at them. Look at them.
You that plenty audition.
Green still now here says, Omo, now to continue with the two of them. Wow, you people. McCarthy Mills here says, ladies can live in harmony if you have money that will sustain them both. And when they know bowing out and getting same caliber of man won't be easy. Oh.
Is that so?
I agree.
Is that so? Is
That
this
can
where
happen.
we've come to?
And
You know, that's why I said it that some women don't mind.
Let me
Yes,
just
no.
you guys real quick. There's one new kind of relationship that's going on now. I saw a couple of the content on TikTok. So this one's called a throuple.
Trouble.
So it simply means 3 people that are in a committed relationship
with each other.
I should said this,
So
but I
that
just
means,
remember that
so it could be
Yes.
so it could be a guy and 2 girls, which is fine. So the guy is dating the both of them. The girls are also dating each other.
other.
Yes.
So like it's more like
it's community.
It's a communal relationship.
It's the same way a woman too. We have 2 men. The 2
Yes.
men,
They are
aware.
they are
Yes.
lavish-wagging. Then the
Yes.
woman and the men
Exactly.
too are wongere.
exactly. So I mean,
I'm done.
I love all of Kate's phrases. They're the best. I just remember that Neo actually said the same thing.
Yes.
Because we're asking him
And he's
what
happy
he's
about
going to
it.
get his women. I think he has 3 girlfriends or so. And what's going to get them for Valentine's. And he was like, oh yeah, they all come together for Valentine's. They pick where they are going. And that they are all aware. It's not like he's...
Yeah.
He said he presented a see, they date this person. No,
You
do
too,
or
you
you
date
know
this
do.
person.
All of them said together forever. Okay, guys, we're going to go on a quick break. When we come back, we jump into the box office conversation. We'll be right back.
together forever.
Welcome back. You're still watching Take 3, and we've had an amazing conversations on the show today. Thank you for sticking around. And of course, remember that you can be a part of the conversation. We're live on YouTube at New Central TV Live, and you can also drop a comment on WhatsApp. The number is on the screen right now. So I'll take this comment before we move into our conversation for the next conversation. This one says, good evening. I do believe they live alone in general is very risky. That is, women living alone in general is very risky. It's not about the gender, be it man or a lady. It's mostly about the security aspect. Yes, I would understand if parents are worried when they actually send their child out there to live alone because, one, of the security. It doesn't mean that you as a lady, if you live alone, you are a spoiled child or you have no home training, because that is the narrative going around Nigeria right now. The only thing that makes it about gender is the mindset people have pertaining to why women should not live alone, but men can live alone because that's what men are supposed to do. But if you, woman, you should still be in your parents' house until you can finally go to your husband's house. That is not supposed to be a good, educative narrative. Interesting. Well, really you can keep your reactions coming on WhatsApp and, of course, on YouTube as well. Because I know that this conversation we're having with Shola Thompson, you'll definitely be interested in it. Now, for decades, Nollywood has relied on packed cinema halls, blockbuster premieres, and box office bragging rights to define success. But as streaming platforms grow and filmmakers rethink their strategies, there is a bigger question. Where is Nollywood really headed? And right now, this conversation is even hotter because of recent statements and posts from two Nollywood heavyweights, Kunle Afolayan and Funke Akindele, over how films should be promoted and how success should be measured in today's industry. Joining us to have this conversation is the one and only Shola Thompson. Shola, thank you for joining us.
Pleasure.
Welcome to Take 3, as always. Now, recently, Kunle Afolayan made comments about the pressure on filmmakers to, create content like dance videos and skits to sell their films, saying that it is creatively and physically draining as well and does not always translate to real profits. Now, Funke Akindele, whose films have set box office records, posted online on her IG story, to be precise, because her name was mentioned by Kunle Afolayan in one of the videos where he said, oh, he wonders how people like Funke Akindele and Tony Abraham are doing these things because it is physically draining. But Funke went on to say, telling critics not to let jealousy burn them and encouraging creators to find their own unique path. Now, this exchange highlights a bigger debate in Nollywood right now. Is the future of success in cinema or streaming, and are our current strategies very sustainable? So before we get into it, Shola, we're going to take a look at some of the clips, and then we'll come back and have this conversation.
Two things, really. Number one is that you don't do a lot of collaborations. And number two is that I know you don't like cinema.
Yeah.
So the question is that something that is going to change? Is there a reason why you haven't done a lot of collaborations in the past? And are you doing anything big for cinema soon, given the current landscape?
Okay. For cinema, you're totally wrong. Because I'm one of the people who started all of this cinema gig. Even all this dancing, I started before anybody. And you can ask, I dance in London, even London. So it's not just local. And the likes of Kene are here, when I went hunting and I met the senior Kene and, Odeon Streatham, not even Greenwich, that everybody is going now. And this was 2006, actually. And we did all the runs, but see, it's draining. I want to make a film if you guarantee me that I don't have to dance to sell that film.
How like guarantee?
You and Kene, even Ladron, we've been trying to do things, but what are there we need to come up with all the strategies. How do we sell without exhausting ourselves? I don't know how Funke and the likes of them are doing it, creating all of those kits, every day changing different costumes. I cannot. But I have stories. We have stories we've been working on for like 3 days, and more than 4 years, and we're willing.
Well, Shola, you heard that right.
Okay, so Shola, when you hear what Kunle Afolayan just said, about feeling the grind, the physical exhaustion from this that they're doing, this physical promotional grind, that it's unsustainable and not guaranteed to profit filmmakers, what do you think? How do you read that tension? Especially given Funke Akindele's, I say, snapback. Is this a simple, does it show something deeper? Is it a deeper rift? Or do you think it's just about the cinema debates?
I believe that he was actually trying to be nice about it. He was trying to be diplomatic about it. Because you see, beyond just him saying it's draining, what he's really saying is this. You see, as Nigerians, when it comes to particular products, there's something that we tend to do. we tend to, if it's going this way, we don't look long term. We tend to just look at, okay, what can I gain right now? Now, for me personally, I've been very much against the whole dancing idea, because the idea, this is what's wrong. It is no longer about the movie. I can ask you guys sitting there, do you remember what the behind the scenes trailer looks like? You don't, because they are no longer advertising the movie, they're advertising themselves, like, go and watch me, they're advertising personality. And you guys don't know long term how this actually affects the movie industry on the long run. And because we always just disregard or disrespect the Nigerian audience to say, no, that's how we are as Nigerians. You realize that we are making excuses for a lack of creativity. Even when it comes to radio, for example, right? You'd see like adverts back in the days, they always say, no, don't make it creative, just keep it simple and just use pidgin and use this because, you know, a majority of the Nigerian public are not exactly educated. Mm-hmm. And you realize, and what they realized was when they made the adverts a bit more creative and a bit more interactive, or even just playing out some rules, it started working. But then since it has refused to evolve, and now adverts have now become not exactly as enticing, and then, you know, things are changing and it's not seeming like it's even interesting to listen to. Let me use the perfect example, Instagram. If you left it to how people complained when Instagram stopped being, when it was not showing you chronological posts of, okay, this is what this person posted, and this person is you're following this person, so you must see it when they posted it. If a lot of people complained and said, Instagram is going to lose followers. But that didn't happen because Instagram knew long term that will cause a fatigue. People will stop thinking, it will become boring, and then eventually people will start moving off. So what they did was they said, we don't care what you think, we know what you would like long term, and they made it non-chronological. Right now, it's not even about, okay, whether you have your followers watching. Right now, it's just about any post that they deem worthy to be watched is what pops up. So here's my point. Long term, that's how they're thinking. They need to make sure that it is something that is still attractive. Bringing it back to Nollywood, here's my point. There will be cinema fatigue if this particular advertising trend continues. If it's, oh, you just want to dance, let's dance. Okay, we're waiting till Christmas, another dance. What do you think will happen long term when it comes to the way people consume movies? It's going to be boring. We don't even watch trailers. They don't bother with trailers anymore because they believe, no, this is what the public is. But what's going to happen is the guys that are currently benefiting from it will chop their money. When it dies, they move on. Same thing that happened with the streaming platforms when Netflix was here. They did all the nonsense. People were chopping their money. When they left, they moved on. So that is the same problem, the parasitic problem that we've had for a very long time. So it goes deeper. And as I said, I think Mr. Kunle Afolayan was trying to be diplomatic, or let's just say politically correct with the way he put it out there. Because trust me, the statement should be, you guys are only looking at a short-term helpful situation. Long-term, there will be cinema fatigue because it's now boring. You're not focusing on your movie. You're not focusing on, hey, go and watch a good movie. Go and watch a funny movie. Go and watch a movie that will make you happy. No, it is, look at me dance. Go and watch my product. It will be boring. It's no longer about the movie. They don't even need a trailer. They don't even need to call it. Just call it, my movie's coming out next. Look at me dance. And go and watch that in cinemas. And then they can claim those numbers. So one of the reasons it might seem like I'm just saying it as it is here is we have been beating around the bush too much. This idea of, oh, let's try and be. Long term, we are going to mess up the industry, destroy it, and then when it now dies, everybody's going to move on. That's exactly what we're looking at, and that's what's going to happen very soon.
Well, I agree with you, actually. But in this way now, I'd like to ask you in this way. For example, I mean, there's always trend. There's always like a shift in trend, how people see things, how people consume things on the long run. But in this particular context now, people are seeing it as the new cool to obviously dance, market their movies, using celebrities, influencers, a couple of people just to, raise the numbers. I mean, it's a new trend, right? And, things obviously change. People are now kind of shifting to the fact that they want to see these big people, these big celebrities, influencers, make content off TikTok, off social media platforms to obviously like push these movies. And that's the new trend now. Is it not only right as a filmmaker or as a movie person yourself that you just kind of accept this new trend, even though, like you said, it's always good to obviously like have the trailer, just focus on the long term, like you mentioned. But now, looking at what works now, you obviously work with what works for you in the long run, because if it's not working for you, you should not fix it. But in this particular context, it's not working for you, so you have to like find another way. And if the new way is having to dance on the internet, why not just accept it?
It is not just, okay, hey, here's what's working now, it is the fact that they've chosen to just be not creative with it. With the time of wedding party, right? What they did, if I'm talking about those big movies, was they got everybody interested in the movie. These are the people in the movie, go and watch. So if you're thinking it's because of the dance, that's why everybody just went to go and watch, it worked because it was just one of those, okay, here is a concept for how we can advertise. What's refusing to happen is for people to evolve to, okay, what's the next way for us to make it happen? Now here, let me tell you what's happening. For example, let's use Hollywood. Right now, there are influencers in Hollywood. There's a guy, right? His name is Jordan Stallion. What he does is he throws his glasses when he says something good. That guy, all of a sudden, right now, a lot of actors go to him to say, okay, or a lot of movie producers or movie studios say, okay, we want him to just basically do a skit with our main actresses or our main actors. Now, that is them using influencers as you have brought up. That's another creative angle, and there are other angles that they can use. But what's going to happen soon is they're going to stop using him because they know that it's going to be the fatigue of the same person doing the same thing over and over again is going to come up. And that's what's going to happen very soon. Now, you can claim, okay, this is what's trending right now. It is the lack of creativity for them trying to look for another way to actually market or push their movie that is going to cause that fatigue. You might not be able to see it now, but long term, it's like, let me put it to you. So for you that you're listening, that you're watching right now, would you say that it's because of the dance that you went to watch it? Any of you guys in the studio, any of the producers there, any of the cameramen there, anybody there? No, that's not why you would. You're going to watch it because, okay, well, it's Funke Akindele and she's dancing. It's not because of the style of the promotion. Right now, there's a trailer right now for a movie called, it's called I can't remember what it's called, but it stars Zendaya and also Robert Pattinson, right? Now, guess what they did? They just asked in the trailer, so they were going around, what's the worst thing you've ever done? And she said, the worst thing I've ever done is, and they cut. And now everybody's wondering, okay, everybody started vexing. Everybody there was like, oh, how could you ever do this? Guess what's going to happen? Everybody in the comments, and plus me and anybody else, was saying, wait, what did she do that made this guy so upset? What do you think is going to happen? They're going to go and watch the movie to find out exactly what was so bad.
Yeah.
That is people moving forward to tell you that we have to be creative with the way we market our movies so that we can find other ways to keep people interested. There's hardly going to be any fatigue. And we fail to understand something, even with our movie processes, our movie techniques, and a lot of things, that the people that started this thing from way back then, they've done this before. They've seen it before, they've done it before, they've experienced it, they know the way forward. But let me tell you the excuse your movie producers and your movie studios and your movie distributors will tell you. They will keep insulting Nigerians to say we're not smart enough. Now, we can claim that these numbers were made and everything was made. One thing I know for sure is cinemas, going to the cinema right now is about 10,000 naira average to watch a movie. So you're looking at mostly maybe lower middle class, upper class, and upper middle class, right? And I'm telling you, first of all, this movie, when Avengers, when it comes out, that would involve everybody. Because trust me, I don't think the upper middle class and upper class would have been too keen on watching any of the Funke Akindele movies. And I'm just going to say that out there. And maybe a couple of them would watch. But those guys, plus everybody else, probably lower middle class, would want to watch that movie. I'm going to ask you, will that movie make 2 billion naira?
Well, I don't think so.
So you understand? And then just to keep it safe for everybody, what happened? They now made what's it called? Obasabi Anti. Oh, it made 1 billion. And we're like, in a time when people are struggling to get money, to get tickets, to pay to watch a movie, you are claiming that suddenly there's a burst and everybody made that bank. Come on, let's here's my deal. Let's stop the nonsense. Right? Let's just say this is Nigeria, yes. But let's stop the nonsense. There are lots of stupid people that will chop it, but there are also some people that can clearly see but are afraid to speak out. So when I say Mr. Kunle Afolayan was being politically correct, trust me, a lot of people, I'm on movie groups, a lot of people are just keeping hush-hush because nobody wants to. But I'm thinking long-term. When they destroy the industry completely because there's this claim and that claim, and the fact that nobody can back it up, and everybody's trying to chase numbers that are not exactly able to be defended, what's going to happen is the whole industry is now going to suffer. And then we're going to be like, oh, where did it go wrong? It's from stupid stuff like this.
Wow. So here's what I want to ask, right? We continue to see that this trend, the trend of using gimmicks as a way to promote movies, it's something, at least I've noticed, that it happens more with people who are putting their stuff in cinemas, right? So are we is it possible to say, or is it okay to say that streaming will fix this, will fix the shenanigans? If people didn't have to rush for cinema numbers.
God bless you for even bringing streaming, right? Now, if that was so effective, the dancing, your Netflix and your Amazon and your Showmax, why haven't they all of a sudden employed it? Yeah, are they stupid to be like, no, this is what's trending. No, let's not do that. Because they understand that regardless of however this is supposed to play out, you're still supposed to maintain some particular type of identity. And they do not believe that people are there because of that. They know that people are there because of personality. There's something we need to realize, right? A lot of people, the world is shifting to a point where it's personality that sells. I'll tell you what I mean by this. If you have a big personality and you're on YouTube, or you have a big personality and you have a YouTube following, Hollywood is beginning to understand that just through your YouTube, you can actually say, hey, I'm putting a movie out there in cinemas. It happened recently with a distribution company where the guy did not have any distributors, right? And because of this, when he tried to put his movie out that he made for only $700,000, there was no distribution company. Cinemas were not showing it. But because he had a lot of followers, guess what those followers did? They kept emailing the theaters. Hi guys, we're not seeing this movie. What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? So after a while, those theaters had to start showing his movie. Other people picked it up because those theaters picked it up. And guess what happened eventually? The guy made $17 million. So what I'm saying is personality. Wow. We're shifting to a point where if you have a big personality, it is going to sell your movie. And that is what is selling for Funke, Akindele, and the likes. It is not really about the dance. It is, I like her. Oh, she's dancing. Okay, cool. But I like her. Mr. Aníkúlápó dance now. Did he not dance for his movie? How much did he make? He barely hit 300, or and that my point is about the personality. But he even also has a personality as well. So with the question you just asked about streaming right now is even still requesting that you go to cinema because they want to make sure that they are hedging their bets. If they're going to pay this much money to make sure that they get to show your movie, they want to ensure that at least people are actually interested in it because the Nigerian market is a very, very weird market. It is such beyond just what the numbers are showing and the fact that we have a very, what's the word I'm looking for here? We have a herd mentality where you can't really tell exactly, even when you go to the comments, when people make statements about different topics and so on, if you read the comments, you realize the lack of education or our education system is so messed up that I'm very sure if foreigners read some of our stuff, they'll be like, are these guys really thinking like this? Like somebody getting a snake bite and somebody saying maybe it's a spiritual attack. Anyway, I digress. So streaming is basically the situation where they know, right? They know that, okay, we have the power. You guys try to go to your cinemas, the cinemas chops your money, you invest like 100, your movie makes 300 million. By the time you pay your investors, you probably only get like 5 billion-naira as a profit after you've done all of them. So they know by now that you will want to come to them. So because of that power they have, trust me, their shakara is plenty. And so because of this, they've reduced the budget that they have allocated to the Nigerian movies. So it is not even still, streaming is, right now, Netflix, maybe they threaten Netflix. Netflix is moving out of Nigeria. Guys, if you go out of Nigeria and you don't show Nigerian movies, they're not showing Nigerian movies as much. You will see how many people subscribe to Netflix. You are making all that noise. There are only like 120,000 subscribers for Netflix in Nigeria. When South Africa has like times 10 that, and you guys are performing proud. We are such a stop it. The thing is, it almost seems like they're like, let's just let that's what it looks like. So, and it's until we fix our own issues. Until we do that, it's not going to change. Trust me. And let me just add this because I know we're because of time.
Yes.
A lot of the people in the industry, a lot of people, and because I'm on many groups, a lot of them are worried. I hear them. They are worried. Investors are thinking this is basically this has to be passion. This cannot make proper business sense to want to invest. And then a lot of other people are thinking about other ways to make sure that they can invest so that they can claim some profits, if you know what I mean.
Yep.
So because of all of this, trust me, the movie industry is not exactly in the best situation right now. Anybody that wants to put a movie at the cinemas, there are a lot of raised eyebrows.
Okay. Wow. What a way to end this conversation. As always, thank you so much, Shola Thompson, for joining us on the show today. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
I love joining you guys. So you just be like, you want to say to your
Thank you so much.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you, Shola. Wow, that was pretty intense.
Intense. I mean, he was speaking from his heart.
Wow.
I could tell that.
You know the thing, I
No lies
actually
told.
agree with him.
Yeah, no lies told.
100% agree with him. And I really hope that the right people get their eyes on this conversation, get their ears on this conversation, and they start to think. We need to be very forward thinking, because we're not going to be here forever.
Exactly.
We won't. We were sharing CDs on the road. We were sharing CDs on the road. You get?
And like you said, very important. Think long term, not short term.
Sustainable goals.
Sustainable, exactly. This way is
We gotta go, guys.
Okay, guys, it was fun hanging out with you.
As always.
As always.
Goodbye from us.
From the gang.
We'll see you tomorrow.